So typically when I see a found footage film, I usually give it a shot. So Nyctophobia came across me. Now this is one you're going to need a VPN for, but I'm always searching endlessly, scouring the internet for any movie that looks even semi-appealing. And yeah, found footage, Nyctophobia. What is Nyctophobia, you ask? Well, let this guy explain it to you.
Okay, go down and check the breaker box.
No, I can't do that.
Why?
I got nyctophobia.
What?
Fear of the dark.
So yeah, fear of the dark. I don't know how many people know that. I would have assumed a lot, but when I posted about this, quite a few people were like, I don't know what that means. So I guess I was wrong. So as I had previously stated, this is found footage. In fact, we're like watching the found footage. So there's these like internet sleuths that are reporting about this story, and then you've got the skeptic and the believer tells the skeptic she's found some footage, and he's like, where'd you get that? And she's like, I'm not gonna reveal my sources, I got it. And so they watch the footage, and it is graduation night, and we watch these twin sisters and their buddy, this male character, on graduation night, and the lights go out, and the moon and the stars disappear, and it is completely black except for the light of their camera. And what's in the darkness? Only one knows. Only one can know. No one knows. I don't know what the fuck I was going with there. Yeah, it's not a good movie. It's a shame. I wanted to like this, but once again, when it comes to found footage, the absolute crucialist thing that you can achieve, and that is necessary, absolutely dire to the success of your found footage film, is how believable the acting is. It has to be natural. It has to feel like just real, authentic, genuine people. And unfortunately, we have some young actors here. They couldn't be more than teenagers. And they just didn't have the chops to keep you engaged and entertained. And the dialogue that they were delivering was fairly rough anyway. So I'm not sure great actors could have done a ton with it, but they would make it feel more natural, right? So kind of whatever dialogue mixed with very amateur acting in a found footage film is going to take you out of it immediately. I did like the concept, though. I was a fan of it conceptually. It's just the execution for me wasn't doing it for me. And, typically I try not to bash movies like this that have, like, no budget. But it did say RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan, the guy behind the music for Kill Bill, and, he wrote and starred in that Man with the Iron Fist movies. And, this guy's got some money. And I don't know what executive producer means on this film. I don't know if he provided money or creative, I have no idea. But when you have someone like that attached, I would assume that maybe you've got some kind of budget to work with, so maybe I should be a little harsher on the film. I honestly don't know, but I don't really like being harsh on films in general, and especially with these low budget found footage films. I think it's a fine concept that could have been done really well and very effective, but when you have creatures in the darkness and some kind of supernatural thing going on with the moon and stars and the lights going out in town, there's just got to be more to it. There's got to be some sense of dread. There's got to be some nyctophobia. There's got to be fear of what's in the dark. That's the whole point. And, it's a movie, right? So there's going to be conveniences. One of the sisters has nyctophobia. And you can see that as like, oh, well, that's convenient. Well, it's part of the movie's plot. It's fine. Almost all movies have conveniences like that. It didn't bother me. But I don't know. It just doesn't really feel like it lends itself to this movie in an interesting way outside of that she's afraid. And it's like, okay, who wouldn't be afraid in this situation? You don't have to have nyctophobia to be afraid that all the power went out and the stars and the moon have disappeared. Literally any human being would be perturbed at least. So I just, it didn't seem like it mattered all that much. And then there's this effect with eyes and blood, and I don't know, that doesn't work at all. I know that it's part of the budget. And then if your movie's super effective, you don't have to show anything. Look at the Blair Witch Project, right? That movie shows basically nothing in any way. It definitely doesn't show anything supernatural. You see a guy standing in a corner. But other than that, you don't see much, but the movie is very realistic, and it always feels like there's a sense of dread, that there's something following them, that, and that's what great actors can do, and they're just ad-libbing all their dialogue in that film. So this film just doesn't succeed in those areas. You have a dad character who is, he's not verbal, he's nonverbal in this, and his acting is okay. I think his acting is better. And you've got the mom, and then you've got the like slews, as I said in the beginning, and you've got maybe one or two other people that show up in the film. I find that that's something that holds the film back, but I love the Fear Footage 2, Curse of the Tape, and that movie has horrendous acting, way worse than this. The acting that is absolute trash, but the atmosphere is so thick. The like actual fear from the fear footage, feels palpable. So you can have acting that doesn't work, but you have to balance it really. You have to overbalance it with the horror that's super, super effective. And this just doesn't do either. So that's that. Enough on this film. But I did watch the whole thing. I did sit through it. And I just found another found footage style movie that I'm about to watch right now. So I'll report back on that. But this is a skip from me. And, I'll leave it up to your discretion on that for those found footage enthusiasts, completists. You might not be able to resist, and that's your right. Let me know if you watch it. I'll see you in the comments. Adios.